Hello everybody, it's Wendy and I'm here today with Jesse James Beads and we are going to make a beautiful necklace using chain reaction and the bead strand Sweet Peach. So first of all, our encouraging word for today is spread a little kindness wherever you go. And I like this card for the words, but I also like it because it's pink and it matches our beads. So this is the Sweet Peach bead strand. This is not the complete Sweet Peach bead strand. Actually, this is two of the Sweet Peach bead strands. So we have all of these beautiful beads in this bead strand. And I combined two of them because I wanted to use all four of these rondelles. I love these. And I just wanted them, I wanted a bunch of them on this necklace. So what we're going to be using out of this strand today is one of the big rhinestone boho beads in the middle. We're going to be using these two really pretty boho beads. We're going to be using two of these larger rondelles, two of the smaller rondelles, all four of these guys. I love these. And either or, probably these two. I'm probably going to use these two spacers off of there, the strand. And then these little bead caps, those were from my Jesse James bead stash. They didn't come on the strand, but you can use any bead caps you have. But these were in my stash of Jesse James stuff. Okay, and then I'm using 3 strands of chain reaction. So I've got this one with this really pretty champagne rondelle, like an oval piece, a ball, and an oval. I've got this real pretty rosewater opal looking one with a twisty, a flower, twisty, flower, twisty, and then the next rondelle. And then I've got this one, which is kind of an opal with 3 or 4 rectangles in between and another opal. So we're using all of these. And I have taken these and taken off there's a big split ring that comes on these, and I've taken it off and just put a regular jump ring in there because I'm not sure how I want to hang these, but I may keep them all one piece and not take them apart. So we'll see how that works out. I have 4 of these little crimp or cord ends here. These are for leather. They have that little gripper. Whoops. If you can see that little gripper in there. Okay. I have 2 pieces of 2mm leather, and I have 10 inches of it. And then I have a piece of memory wire. And this is just regular bracelet memory wire. And I have taken it and kind of stretched it out. And I know memory wire retains its shape, but it also will stretch out a little. And I just wanted this to be more of a half moon shape than a round. So I've kind of stretched it out, and once I've been done stretching it, I'm going to measure it here and show you how far across the top it is. So once I'm done stretching, across the top is about 3 1/4 inches. Okay, so you can do yours the same or you can do it different, however you want to do it. And then I have a toggle clasp, and this is just from my own stash. You can use any clasp that you have. All right, so the Sweet Peach bead strand is so pretty. And what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and put our beads on. I'm not going to close off the ends yet because I'm not sure how many beads I'm going to use, but I am going to stick a bead bug on here so this guy doesn't come off because I do have trouble with that happening sometimes. There we go. He's on there, just not real tight. All right, so we're going with the spacer bead. Then we'll do this tiny peach rondelle. Then we'll do bead cap, big rondelle, bead cap. Then I'm going to do this really pretty rhinestone, this boho bead, this rhinestone, this boho bead, the rhinestone, the other boho bead, my next rhinestone, my bead cap, my large rondelle, my bead cap, my small rondelle, and my spacer bead. Okay, so here's what we've got. I'm going to take this off so you can kind of see. If I can get it off. No, it doesn't want to come off. So here's what we have with a little wire on each end. Okay, so now what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to take my chain reaction, and I'm wanting to hang it from either side of this so that it drapes down really pretty. So I am going to have to take it apart, I think. Definitely. I was debating doing that because I was kind of wanting to do something across here, and I still may do that, but we're going to see. I may do that with this one. That would be really pretty to go right across the middle here. Okay, so I may do that. I'm going to take this. Okay, so if you can see, this has twisty flower, twisty, and then a rondelle. So I want the rondelle to be kind of in the middle. So I'm going to go between this twisty and this rondelle. I'm going to hang this on the wire with the jump ring. Okay, and then I'm not going to go all the way over. Actually, that's not going to work. We're going to have to move it up. So let's do this end of the flower and this end of the flower and see if that works. That still does not have the bead in the middle, which is where I want it to be. So let's go for this end of the flower and come on up here with this end. Now that has the bead in the middle, but it's hanging too low. So we're going to go back here. Just keep messing with it and it will eventually, hopefully, come together. But now I don't really want it stretched that tight. So let's go here. And if I do that, it's going to be too low again. So I don't know, this bead may not work in the middle here. Let's look at this one. We may need one that's got a closer together closure. So we're going to put that end of the rondelle there and this end of this rondelle here. And that gets that bead pretty perfectly in the middle. I kind of do like that. We're going to let that hang down. Now, for these others, I'm not going to stretch them across because I think that would be too much. So what we're going to do here, let me see. I think we're going to have to take a rondelle out actually to get this even. So I'm just going to, between this, these little jump rings don't open. You just have to cut them. So I'm going to take those two off. So I took one of the rondelles off and I've got these two elongated pieces and I'm just going to hang each one from one side of this. Well, that's pretty. That's looking good. And for the next one, I want it to be shorter. I want it to hang up here kind of in the middle because these are pretty long. So let's see here. Probably if I go right here on this one, and over on this side, let's see, I want to make it the same. So I'm going to go right above this rondelle, right above the little, right there. So I'm cutting out 3 pieces of rondelle and 3 pieces, and I'm going to hang this on here with these pieces, just like this. I'm just going right on there, and right on here. And then if I hold it up, it's layered pretty good. I may want to move one up a little bit. I don't know if I do or not, actually. Maybe this one just a tad, this last one that I put on. So let's look here. I may want to move it up just a tad. So I think what I will do is I'll go ahead and take this rondelle piece off and go down here on both sides below the rondelle. And the good thing about this chain is you're really not wasting anything if you cut it apart because you can put it back together with jump rings. It's hooked together with jump rings anyway, so that's kind of a nice thing about this chain reaction. I really like it. What did I do there? Okay. I'll make sure I'm doing the same thing. All right, now let's look and see. Yeah, I like that better. That hangs better. The only thing I don't like is this chain right here, this middle one. I'm going to take this top one off really just for a minute. I don't like this twisty thing being the one hanging on the thing for this because it's making it stick straight out. So I'm probably going to remove the twisty on both of these and just hang it from this jump ring or a jump ring. So let's see. I'm just going to cut the jump ring or the twisty off, and I'm going to cut it right at the jump ring like this. And then I'm going to take another jump ring because those little oval jump rings don't open. And I don't really want to hang it from that because it's going to make it stick out just the same as it did a second ago. So let me grab my pliers. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this little jump ring. And we're going to hook it right on here. Close it up. Make sure you close it really good. Okay. Then it's going to hook right onto this wire, and that will help that not to poke straight out, I think. And then I can put my other strand back on top right here. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Take the little jump ring. Go ahead and open it and put this right on. Close it up. Okay. Being careful not to lose everything off the other side because believe me, I've done it. And then we're going to put this one back on. And that is, yeah, that hangs a lot better. I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pliers, my round nose pliers here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll this loop outward. Okay, so I'm just going to take it, roll a loop around. Oh, see, that's what you don't want to do is lose your beads off the other side. But I'm going to go ahead and roll this loop around out, just like that. And then I'm going to put my beads back that I just lost. Oh, goodness. Never fails. I mean, something always goes wrong on video. There we go. Put those guys back on. I've got my one stretching across. It's got to go back on. Let me see where he went on the other side. He goes right here. And these two guys will be easy because it's just the ends of them. Okay. There we go. Back on. Shoo. And then I'm just going to take this other side and I'm going to roll its loop down as well. Now I wonder if I should trim this a little because it's kind of long. It's got a big, let me trim it down just a little. I don't need quite that much for the loop. And then I'll roll the loop. And just make sure your loop is closed, you know, that it meets up to your wire on the other side, okay? And what you should have when it all works out is this piece. Let me get all these little things out of the way. So we have our two loops rolled out. We have all of our chain hanging. We've got the chain in the middle right there, and then these ones hanging down below. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our leather. Now I am going to show you how I finished this. I already did the one end because actually, in all transparency, this is the 4th time I've tried to film this video and I've had nothing but trouble. So I've already attached these. I'm going to go ahead and attach this other end and show you how I do it. So these have this little grippy guy right there in the middle. I just take the leather and hold it with my thumbnail at the top. And then I like to use a flat bladed pliers. So Casey Hushaw got me these from Crystalline Designs, and I love them. They've got a little flat blade, and I just very slowly and gently and carefully take this and fold this down, okay, just so it kind of lays over the leather flat. And then I take the other side and I do the same thing. And I found that if you're kind of slow and gentle with it, it will lay down much better than if you're not, okay? And then I take my little cutters and I just, be careful not to cut the loop on the end of your component there, but I cut the little layer, leather that's sticking out, okay? So there's that. Let's do this other one. Same thing. We're just going to lay it right in here. I don't know what's on my finger now. Goodness. Okay. Lay it right in here. Hold it with your thumbnail. And just gently and kind of slowly go ahead and lay this down. Okay. And then hold it the other way and do the other side. There we go. And I've fought with these things a lot. I used to hate them. I like them better now because I've kind of figured out how to make them work, but they can be difficult. All right, so we've got our 2 ends, and we're just going to take this and attach it right here with a jump ring to our leather, our chain, our component. We're going to attach it all together. Okay, let's take this jump ring, open it up. And I am going to make sure when I put this jump ring in here, when I put the leather on, that the part in the back that has the fold over is in the back and not the front. Okay, you don't really want that to be in the front. So there it is. Okay, same thing on the other side. And I don't know why, but this necklace reminds me of Bollywood for some reason. No clue why, but it does. Maybe it's the gold and the pink. I don't know, but there we go. Okay, so here's what we've got. Now, you want to hold it up to yourself. Make sure that it's not too long. Actually, you know, I like this about this length, and it could, you could make it longer or shorter because it's got all this hanging down. But from my leather to about the middle of this is, yeah, right about 13 inches. No, right about 12, because here's my middle. So right about 12 inches. So, you know, that's, we've got our middle there, and it's from the top down is about, so it's about a 24-inch necklace, not counting your dangles. And that's how I like this kind of stuff usually. Okay, so now we're just going to attach our clasps. So I've got my toggle here. Let's go ahead and attach this guy on. And I'm using a little bit thicker jump rings. I'm not going to use these little 3mm just because it's the toggle and you don't want it to come off. That would be really bad. So I've got a couple 6mm jump rings here that are a little bit thicker. And I'm just going to attach this one with those. Those little ones are great for in the project sometimes, but I don't really like to use them on important like connections like this, because I wouldn't want that to come open, and they are not super thick or anything. Those little ones aren't. So we'll add the toggle on. And that is our necklace. And I do like the way it turned out. I think it turned out really cute. Yeah, it's very Bollywood, I think. And I don't know why, but I like it. Love the pinks and the peaches and the gold all together. Of course, the rhinestones I love. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.